Taking our viewers through the latest visuals that we are getting in of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeting the delegation, the Chinese delegation there. As Gaurav pointed out, a complete spread is what we are looking out. A red carpet welcome like never before being spread out for the Chinese president and his wife. What we are expecting is what Gaurav was taking us through. Swiss luxury tents on the banks of the river Sabarmati. Now anyone who has seen that riverfront and the Gandhi ashram, it's a spectacular sight. A beautiful, clean Sabarmati, and what we are expecting is luxury tents being put at the riverfront. A spread of 150 Gujarati dishes, a full Gujarati thali is what the Chinese president is in for, and of course a cultural show that they have never seen before, showcasing not just Gujarati pride but the other parts of India as well, as what we are getting in at this point of time. There you see it, the latest visuals that we're getting in of the Gandhi ashram. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi entering along with the Chinese president. They're taking the Chinese president through what is the Sabarmati ashram, something which was the brainchild of Narendra Modi himself. It was when he was the chief minister of Gujarat that he had cleaned up the Sabarmati front and installed the Gandhi ashram there. And these are the initial visuals that we are getting in. Now what is in store? Well, an early dinner is what we are expecting. 7:30 p.m. is when both delegations will dine, and then later on in the evening itself today, the Chinese president along with his wife and the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi would be flying back to the national capital, and it's back to business starting tomorrow morning. Gaurav Sawant still with us on the phone line. Gaurav, we are getting in visuals of the Gandhi ashram. Can you take us through what you're witnessing?
Pinky, at this point of time, as they walk down the Gandhi ashram, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the other officials there, the officials will describe how the freedom struggle started, the crucial role this place played in India's freedom struggle, how the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, lived there, how he would guide the freedom struggle from here. Pandit Nehru, other freedom fighters would come here, seek Mahatma Gandhi's advice. Sabarmati ashram is also where Prime Minister will talk about Satya and Ahimsa, truth and non-violence way to get freedom, that was fulfilled. Also, then they walk down the Sabarmati riverfront, and as you were rightly pointing out, it was cleaned up. At one point of time, this entire riverfront was quite like a Ganda Nala, like a dirty drain. And then this was cleaned up, embankments came up on both sides, water from the Narmada was brought in here, and now it's a tourist spot that...
All right, we seem to have lost our connection with our strategic affairs Gaurav Sawant, going to try and rebuild that. But taking off from what Gaurav was telling our viewers, well, this is the Gandhi ashram. This has been the brainchild of Narendra Modi. He created it when he was the chief minister of the state. And as we speak with Gaurav, with what he's telling us, the Chinese president along with Narendra Modi is taking a walk at the Sabarmati ashram. Narendra Modi himself giving a quick tour to the Chinese president on the freedom struggle. For those of our viewers who visited the Sabarmati ashram in Ahmedabad know that there is a museum which depicts the entire struggle of Mahatma Gandhi right from the beginning till the very end, and it's depicted in pictures and history. This is what Narendra Modi is doing personally, giving a tour to the Chinese president of the struggle of the Mahatma there. And with what we do know, after this, they're going to walk down the Sabarmati riverfront, which is a spectacular sight. And luxury Swiss tents have been put forth there, a massive spread organized, the entire red carpet rolled for the Chinese president. Narendra Modi making sure that India looks every bit professional and an emerging superpower, an impression that Modi would want to create in front of the Chinese head of state. For India, it would clearly be meaning looking for newer opportunities in trade and infrastructure. And Narendra Modi doing it not just by putting forth a professional face of India, but also where it comes down to a cultural event, making this a holistic experience for the Chinese president. To give our viewers perspective who are just joining us, well, it was business earlier. At 2:30 p.m. is when the Chinese president landed in Ahmedabad at the Hyatt Hotel in Ahmedabad. The 3 MOUs were signed And from there on, now the delegation has moved to this cultural event organized at the Sabarmati Ashram. The reason that we can't see the Indian Prime Minister and the Chinese counterpart is because they're inside the museum. The building that you see in front of your television screen, well, that's a small museum created in honor of the Mahatma, which encapsulates his journey, encapsulates his freedom struggle right from the inception to the very end. And with what Gaurav, our strategic affairs editor, was telling us, and we're going to try and build contact with him, is that Narendra Modi himself is playing tour guide to the Chinese president, taking him through the Mahatma's struggle. After that, we believe it's going to be a cultural show of strength there. Again, once again, visuals of Narendra Modi himself walking down the Chinese president through the museum in Ahmedabad. But with what's planned later, well, it is a massive cultural event. Luxury Swiss tents have been put forth at the Sabarmati Ashram. You're going to get those visuals in a short while from now, because right now the entire delegation is inside the museum. What we are hearing is that Narendra Modi himself will take the president for a stroll down the Sabarmati, and it is a spectacular sight. And from there on would be an early dinner which is organized. What we are expecting, 150 Gujarati dishes would be at display. Entire Gujarati thali, a sit-down dinner, would be organized for the Chinese president and his wife. A cultural show of strength as well. We are expecting various performances, state performances that have been organized at the Sabarmati Ashram, the Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad. Now, with what we were hearing earlier, that Narendra Modi made sure that on this 3-day visit of the Chinese president, the Chinese head of state sees the best of India. Well, he's already arrived in Ahmedabad at 2:30 p.m. After that, the entire delegation moved for business to Hyatt, and from now, they are at the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, the Gandhi Ashram. The mandate, according to Narendra Modi, and what our reporters have been picking up on ground, was very clear. Avoid power cuts, tuck in your shirts, have your shoes polished, and put out a red carpet like there is no other. Look every bit professional of an emerging superpower, an impression that Narendra Modi would want to create in front of the Chinese head of state. Now, the meeting with the Chinese president comes in between Narendra Modi's visit to Japan and his visit to the United States next week. The clear agenda of the talks is to include possibilities of investment and opening trade further for each other, but none of the heads would be able now to avoid the border disputes between the two nations. India has already confirmed, and as reported by our strategic affairs editor Gaurav Sawant, that border issues will be discussed in the interests and concerns of the two countries with bearing on the ties, including the boundary dispute. As we speak, there are reports of fresh incursions in Leh at the Damchok area. Once again, visuals of the Prime Minister and the Chinese president. They're now sitting down at the Sabarmati Ashram. We believe that there is going to be a massive cultural event organized, and after that they would move on for dinner. We're going to try and rebuild contact with Gaurav Sawant, our strategic affairs editor. We're actually going to cut across live to him in a minute's time, but both Xi Jinping and the Prime Minister himself, Narendra Modi, escorting the Chinese head of state to the dais where a cultural event is organized. You know why this is so important right now for Narendra Modi is that he's been the brainchild. There you have it, both Narendra Modi and the Chinese president paying homage to Mahatma Gandhi. This after Narendra Modi himself gave a tour through the museum which encapsulated the struggle of the Mahatma, personal tour given by Narendra Modi to the Chinese head of state. And the reason I was saying earlier why this is so important for Narendra Modi is because he's been the brainchild behind this ashram. He was the one who got the Sabarmati river fund cleared. He conceptualized the Gandhi Ashram here, and he was the person who made this institution happen. And now, of course, it's a massive tourist site. A visit to the Sabarmati Ashram, not quite, a visit to Ahmedabad, in fact, not quite complete without a visit to the Sabarmati Ashram. Narendra Modi now taking a stroll along with Xi Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, along the Sabarmati River front. Gaurav Sawant, who will be live with us in just about a minute, is going to talk us through the visuals there. Gaurav, you know, there's a reason why this is so important to Narendra Modi, why he's personally taking through the Chinese head of state, is because he's pretty much been the brain behind this establishment, which today is a massive tourist spot.
Oh, absolutely. And look at these wonderful pictures on our television screen, as our viewers will see. Those fountains have now suddenly started. The symbol of that walk beginning. The fountains have started, and this is water coming out from within the Sabarmati. There are these giant pumps that have been set up at 3 different locations to cool this entire area. It's a very hot, humid day today, and will it bring a new warmth in Sino-India ties? That's the big question. Of course, one of the MOUs that's been signed today is about cleaning the water here that enters the Sabarmati River in Ahmedabad, Panjau and Ahmedabad being sister cities. Co-development here is one of the aspects. Another very big hoarding that's come up all over Ahmedabad is Mega City Ahmedabad welcomes President Xi Jinping. So it's that big scale that China is famous for, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will talk him through, in fact is talking him through, showing him various sites around the Sabarmati River. We're on the other side of the bank of the Sabarmati River, and this entire place has been cleaned up. It's been spruced up for this, and in a while from now, the traditional dances will begin, the songs will begin, and then the food will be laid out, before they depart for Delhi around 7:30. So there is about a 2-hour engagement that takes place here, which is Gujarati Asmita. That's the term that the Prime Minister used when he came to Gujarat for the first time after becoming Prime Minister. Preeti, the Prime Minister said, India is not just New Delhi. In the past, leaders would come, they would come to Delhi, there would be a guard of honor, there would be a meeting, and they would go back. But now, India is changing. The leaders from across the world should come and see the entire country, and the new beginning is being made with Gujarat, with Ahmedabad. This is where, this is a state that was called the Guangdong of India. Guangdong was the industrial capital or the factory capital of the world. And this is what Gujarat aspires to be in terms of scale. In terms of skill, they seem to have acquired it, or they seem to acquire more of it. So speed, skill and scale is the buzzword, is the new mantra here in a relationship that moves from inches, which is India and China, to miles, that is extended synergy, a millennium of extended synergy between India and China.
Gaurav, stay on with us. These visuals that Gaurav is talking us through once again from the Sabarmati Ashram in Gujarat there. And Gaurav, what was the mandate? What are you picking up? What was the mandate that was given out by Narendra Modi? Because clearly with what we are picking up, it does seem that the agenda was to look every bit professional as an emerging superpower, an impression that the Prime Minister himself is trying to create, and not just in Delhi, but away from Delhi.
Absolutely, Preeti. In terms of quick decision making, that is something that the world is looking for just now. Japan has surplus funds. China has surplus funds. They want returns on their funds. If they invest, in perhaps in Africa like they have been, the returns are not quick. The returns are not as speedy.
Yes.
That is sinking in a lot of money. Yeah, when you put in money, you instantly get results. And in Japan, and I was covering the Prime Minister's visit to Japan, he spoke of Japan investing in other parts of the world and waiting for 10 years to get results.
Yes.
He said, invest in India, you get results in 2.5 years. So that's the kind of speed India is talking about in the times to come. Speed investment for your mega power projects, port projects, building projects, smart city projects. If all of this kicks off, you'll not only see Indian economy kicking off, you'll also see the economy of the region being positively affected.
Gaurav, the Prime Minister keeping quite pace with this diplomatic blitzkrieg. You know, this visit clearly comes in between Japan and his visit to the United States next week. But if you just look at the body language, you know, our Prime Minister is quite at ease because he played a gracious guest when we saw him in Japan. Now he's playing a willing host. Unlike other Prime Ministers, you know, we've seen him go ahead, shake Xi Jinping's wife's hand instead of the traditional namaste that most Prime Ministers would do.
Yes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, from what we've been told, has been interacting extensively with the diplomatic corps, past and present. So, you know, there's a fair amount of idea that he has. If you were to talk about India-China relations, as Chief Minister of Gujarat, he traveled to China 4 times. He has a personal equation with leadership in China. They see him as someone who's a can-do man. He's a person who's seen as a decisive leader. His state is seen as a state that is actually ahead of several other states in the country. His earlier state, Gujarat. Now, of course, he's the Prime Minister of the country. But that's the way they perceived him. You know, post the Gujarat riots, when the West had shut him out, the East welcomed him. And that is something that the Prime Minister hasn't forgotten. And that is where you see a very, very close engagement with the East, whether it's China or Japan. Close personal equation with the Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan, and a very close equation with the Chinese leadership.
You know, and Gaurav, one has to accept the approach is a lot more casual than we've seen before of other prime ministers as well. He's casual, he's approachable, he's talking to them. It's not as formal and staccato like we've seen it earlier.
The body language of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his predecessor, you know, it's completely different. Their communication skills, the way they reach out to different people, completely. While Dr. Manmohan Singh was also very well respected internationally, you know, Barack Obama spoke very highly of him, said he respects him and looks forward to his suggestions and advice on economy. With Narendra Modi, the situation is completely different. The world wants to engage with him, and you've seen that he hit the ground running. As soon as he became Prime Minister, his thinking was out of the box when he invited all the SAARC leaders for his swearing-in ceremony.
You know, Gaurav, we're going to wait for you to just come on to our live, and we're going to come and talk to you back. But we'll take our viewers with what we're witnessing at this point of time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi giving a personal tour to the Chinese head of state. This is the that Narendra Modi himself was the brain behind. He's taking his Chinese counterpart on a personal tour on the struggle of the Mahatma. It's encapsulated there through pictures we just saw a short while back, where both Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping paid homage to the Mahatma. They're laying flowers, a wreath at the statue of Mahatma. But from here on, with what we are expecting and what Gaurav Sawant, our strategic affairs editor, is telling us, that after this quick tour of this museum, both Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping will walk alongside the Sabarmati, the riverfront, something that was the brainchild of Narendra Modi himself. He's taking personal interest in all of this, extremely casual, taking great pains of introducing his Chinese counterpart to the history of India, especially in terms of which we just saw, taking him through this museum which has been created at the banks of Sabarmati by Narendra Modi himself when he was the Chief Minister of the state. Today, of course, no visit to Ahmedabad is quite complete without a visit to the Sabarmati ashram. From there on, it's going to be a massive cultural event is what we are getting to understand. A full red carpet laid out for the Chinese president. We are expecting 150 Gujarati dishes for him. There will be a sit-down meal, is what Gaurav Sawant has been reporting, of a traditional Gujarati thali for the Chinese president. From there on, both Narendra Modi as well as Xi Jinping, after a quick dinner at about 7:30, which will entail a cultural experience as well, with lots of performances being planned. After that, both of them will take a flight back to the national capital and business will begin. To take our viewers through the itinerary of the Chinese president, well, he touched down in Ahmedabad at about 2:30 p.m., was taken to the Hyatt Hotel there, where both Narendra Modi and the Prime Minister interacted. Then India and China signed bilateral agreements. They inked the Sister City Pact between Guangzhou in China and Ahmedabad. This was Narendra Modi himself, the Prime Minister, was instrumental in building this, because he said that India is not just Delhi. While most heads of state just come to Delhi and after that they fly back, he made sure that at least the Chinese president was the first Chinese president to come to Ahmedabad. Later on at about 4:40, India and China signed pacts to set up an industrial park in Gujarat. Now this pact was inked in by both Chinese President Xi Jinping and the Prime Minister. After that, of course, the 3 MOUs signed, and a third is between the government of Gujarat and a Chinese province. One is for an industrial park in Gujarat and the other for a sister city. Business will be back to usual tomorrow when Xi Jinping continues his 3-day visit in the national capital. But right now, the evening reserved for a cultural experience. We saw Xi Jinping being escorted by Narendra Modi himself, where he took him through this museum in Sabarmati, the Gandhi Ashram, the brainchild of Narendra Modi when he himself was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. These two images that we're giving to you, well, on the left-hand side was just about an hour back, where both China and India signed the 3 important MOUs. On the other side, of course, now is the time for the cultural experience. Narendra Modi escorting Xi Jinping through the Gandhi Museum at the Sabarmati Ashram, himself giving a tour of the struggle that the Mahatma went through, which is encapsulated in terms of pictures, in scriptures. There we did see both Xi Jinping and Narendra Modi pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi by laying a wreath at his statue. From here on, they're expected to take a short walk along the riverfront, which for our viewers who've seen it do know that it is a spectacular sight. What we do know is the entire red carpet is being rolled out. Swiss tents, Swiss luxury tents have been put there, and then there will be a cultural program where not just the history, the cultural history of Gujarat, but all of India will be showcased. However, the dining experience would be Gujarati. We're expecting over 150 dishes with a full spread of a Gujarati thali for the Chinese president. Gaurav Sawant, Strategic Affairs Editor, has been tracking every detail of this Chinese 3-day visit, which begins today. Today being in Ahmedabad, tomorrow it continues in the national capital. Gaurav is joining us live. Gaurav, take us through the itinerary. Of course, the 2 sets of visuals that we're giving out for our viewers. At one end, when business was being conducted earlier at the Hyatt Hotel, and now the evening reserved for this cultural event.
This is an evening that Chinese President Xi Jinping, his wife and their friends will not forget in a hurry. This is India's soft power on display at the Sabarmati Ashram, at the Sabarmati riverfront, on the banks of river Sabarmati, where we are standing. Now this river, till some years back, was actually treated as a dirty drain. There was a very elaborate exercise that was undertaken to clean up this entire river, to make it navigable. In sense, there's boating that happens on this river. Water was brought in, and this that's agreement between India and China. One of the agreements is about treating that water that falls into the Sabarmati river.
Right. Gaurav, I'll hold you. Just stay with us, because we know you're on the other side of the bank, of the river bank. But to take our viewers with what is going on at the Sabarmati Ashram right now, Xi Jinping is making a personal entry into the visitors book at the museum there. People who come to visit it, tourists, can put down their comments in the visitors book, and that is what the Chinese president seemed to be doing, writing a personal note in the visitors diary at the Sabarmati Ashram. And from here on, now being escorted by Narendra Modi for a quick walk down the Sabarmati. And it's back to Gaurav Sawant, who's been talking us through on why the Sabarmati river, the entire Sabarmati Ashram project has been so important to Narendra Modi. And that's the reason why you can see on your television screen that he's the one who's constantly been explaining and constantly been taking through the Chinese president through the museum and through the Sabarmati Ashram. It's over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Preeti. As you and I were talking, this is, India's soft power on display for the Chinese President Xi Jinping. This is where India displays its rich cultural heritage, its traditions, its dances, songs, food. That is something that India wants to draw China deeper into this relationship. Yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his website had talked about Buddhist historical links. You know, Huan Sang, the noted Chinese traveler in 641 AD had traveled to Gujarat, and he'd written extensively about his travels in Gujarat. He'd visited Saurashtra, he'd visited, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's village, so to say, Vadnagar, he'd visited Saurashtra, he'd visited Bharuch, and all of that Prime Minister Narendra Modi wants this generation to know and enhance the Buddhist to Buddhist ties between the two countries. Now, while it's not massive, in China, for a long time, religion was actually looked down upon in communist China, but all of that is changing, and it's the soft power that India hopes to tap in China. There are contentious issues between the two countries, but as they say, they hope a little Gujarati mithai even the food here is so sweet. You and I have had food here. It is hoped that the traditional sweet Gujarati food will sweeten the relationship between the two countries. And once again, a small aside, why is sugar called chini? And Chinese are also called Chini because the technology came from China, is how the Prime Minister's team described it. So very clearly, these are little asides that the two will talk about, and hope the economic ties will be taken forward, investment will happen, and that contentious boundary dispute, the longest boundary dispute in the world, will be addressed in the times to come.
All right, of course, business is on the table in terms of investment and the contentious border disputes, but that is not what is at display at this juncture. Well, that was there earlier. We saw the signing of the 3 important MOUs, and what our sources are telling us, that the border dispute issue very much on the table, and it would be discussed, but not now, because what now is reserved for is a cultural experience for the Chinese president, and that's what you're seeing. Gifts being exchanged and given by Narendra Modi to the Chinese president there. Earlier on, the Chinese president Xi Jinping made a personal entry in the visitors book at the Sabarmati Ashram. It seems a picture also being presented to Xi Jinping. Narendra Modi taking personal interest in taking the Chinese head of state through the museum dedicated to the Mahatma, encapsulating his struggle right from the very inception to the very end. And there's a reason why Narendra Modi is doing it, because he's been the brain behind the Sabarmati Ashram and the Sabarmati riverfront. Right after this, what's expected is a cultural performance from across India. But the early dinner at 7:30 is only reserved as a Gujarati experience. With what my colleagues are telling us, it's going to be 150 Gujarati dishes and a massive Gujarati sit-down thali for Xi Jinping. I'd like to cut across to Uday Mahorkar, senior editor India Today, who's also giving us perspective on all the developments at this, all the developments in Ahmedabad at the Sabarmati Ashram. You know, Uday, the clear mandate was, what we are picking up, that look every bit professional, look every bit the emerging superpower and impression that the Prime Minister would want to create. And that's what's pretty much being depicted right now.
I think that is what you can say. But you cannot overlook the strategic issues while dealing with China.
Yes.
History, as we have seen over the last so many years. Even yesterday's incursion,
Yes.
Trade, cultural exchange, it's part of diplomacy, and Modi, as we know him as the modern Chanakya, is fully geared to handle the situation. But what I can say is that India cannot overlook the strategic issues.
Right.
They are very serious. 1. 2, this is also a reflection of Modi's, I've seen Modi over the last 12 years in Gujarat. You see, he has this great ability to converge, like inviting him to Gujarat. He's showcasing Gujarat, he's showcasing Sabarmati riverfront, India's first ever riverfront. And he's showcasing, India, so to say, through Gujarat. So, it's a very good I would say, insight of how Modi would deal with different nations in the time to come.
All right. Uday, of course, we'll come back and talk about the other strategic issues that need to be discussed. And of course, that's what Gaurav is telling us, that his sources have confirmed to him that the border dispute issue is very much on the table. And currently, with what is being witnessed in Leh, while of course both the Chinese president and the Indian Prime Minister signed pacts in Ahmedabad, there's a different story playing out in the state of Leh, but that very much on in Leh, of course, and that's very much on the table of discussion. But I'd like to cut across to Gaurav Sawant at this point of time. Gaurav, in this 3-day visit for the Indian Prime Minister, wedged between his Japan visit and his United States visit next week, what are the biggest takeaways that we can get?
Investment is the big buzz story as far as China's visit to India is concerned. As far as the boundary issue is concerned, the interesting story to watch would be on what's the new mechanism to take the boundary issue further. There isn't a solution that's expected overnight, but the mechanism for talks, will it remain the special representative with the change in government? So Ajit Doval is the new national security advisor. Will Ajit Doval then be India's special representative on the boundary issues? How will these talks be taken forward? That needs to be addressed. Boundary dispute is not being brushed under the carpet, is what my sources in the government are telling me. They are insisting that both India and China are equally keen to move forward. They don't want the boundary dispute to hamper the relations between the two countries. So will boundary dispute, will trade, economy and investment become a hostage to that? Clearly no. At the same time, India is also telling China that these repeated incursions are not being well received in India. They need to be addressed for the relationship to move forward and realize its real potential. And that is something that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to convey to President Xi Jinping.